I'm late.
No, you got here right on time.
No, I'm late.
It's the Late Show.
Sorry, I'm late.
You're too late!
The wizard is never late.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm gonna see the show.
But not to come late. You are late.
You're late, man! Always late, huh?
The hour grows late.
You're late. I'm not paying for those.
But is he already too late to save his friends?
You're too late.
And I'm like, dude.
You're not going from Mary Poppins to a savage killer.
I would say yes, it lives up to the hype. What little hype I had for it was pretty damn good.
Ever watch Venture Brothers?
Not really.
Oh, there's a character based on Blade named Jefferson Twilight.
Oh, and he's a white dude?
No, he's a black guy. But
Oh.
he's also like Blade, and he hunts down, but he exclusively hunts down black vampires.
Is he racist?
No, it's just that's who he hunts.
Why did he just pick black vampires?
I think he gave a reason, but I don't remember because I haven't seen the show in a while.
Sounds like bullshit to me. I think he's a racist vampire hunter. Blade, say what you want, but he was an equal opportunist vampire hunter.
Yeah.
Wait, no. So he was a black guy who hunted down black vampires?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Did you
maybe that's
miss
not
that
racist.
part where I said he was?
No. I just pieced it back together in my head. Sorry.
Right.
Oh, is this concept like so cut and dry, John? I should just know what it is about.
The fact that I said no, he's a black guy.
I
think you should have
It took me a
heard
minute
that
to
part.
piece all the parts together. I did hear it.
Okay.
I just had to assemble all the thoughts in my brain.
All right.
Well,
We're not talking about that.
black vampires today.
No.
Were there black vampires in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Slayer? Hunter?
No, I don't believe so.
None?
Not in the book or the movie, because basically the vampires were using slaves in the South as like easy food.
Yeah, but there were black slavers.
You know, there were no black vampires. So,
Just curious.
yeah, I don't know why you're making the start of the podcast all about race, but
You're the one who brought up black vampire hunters.
I just remember that bit from fucking Venture Brothers. All right.
He said Blackula hunter?
Yeah, he said he hunts Blackulas. That's specifically what he said.
Oh, okay. So this week we're talking about Dracula. Regular Dracula.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have said regular Dracula. Just
Yeah. What?
the original Dracula movie. And the 1992 Dracula? 92?
94.
Fuck.
You want to just start over?
No, it is 92. Bite me.
The Frankenstein was
94.
94. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I've read the book.
Oh, you have?
But I have not
Oh,
seen-
you audiobooked it.
I audiobooked the book.
And you said read, so
Yeah.
we know what kind of person you are now.
Okay, I don't have time to read Dracula. All right.
All right.
I'm
Clearly.
mowing the lawn or taking a walk. I'm listening to Dracula. All right.
Just
That's-
next time say that.
That's what I did. Actually,
You listened to Dracula.
So I read Dracula. I also have the ebook. I've heard it already. It's like I don't really want to read it again right now.
Yeah, I get that.
And I just watched it twice in a row yesterday.
You what? Oh, because you watched,
watched
the old
both
and
of
the
them.
new. Okay. I was like, you watched it twice? I thought you watched one of them 2 times.
So
Which one did you like better? Is this actually a hard thought?
it is kind of a hard thought
Really?
because both of them have some serious flaws.
Yeah, but I mean, come on. If
mean,
we're
I
talking
guess it
about
would
ease
probably-
of watching and just
I
ease
guess
of
it
listening.
would probably be the newer one.
Yeah. 100%. Like, even if, like, you don't like story elements, I had to put on subtitles just because they
I
had
had
constant noise going through the
Oh, okay.
background.
So it wasn't
It
just
sounded
like-
like ocean was
Oh, see,
in
it sounded
every
like
room.
it sounded like they didn't record the audio loud enough, and so
And
they
they
just had to
just boosted
crank
that
it up in post. It had that sort of a noise to me, anyways.
Well, to be fair, it was pretty short after they even added sound to movies. I think 3 years before that was when they first did Foley.
Well, one was Jazz Singer,
Yeah,
that was the
that was
first.
27.
so
That was the first movie with Foley. I don't know about recorded dialogue though.
Jazz Singer was the first one with dialogue.
I thought that was just the first one with Foley.
No.
Was it dialogue?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, that was 27, I'm pretty sure.
So like 5 years earlier.
Jazz singer. 27, yep. 4 years. Come on, 31.
31. I was thinking 32. I'm getting my dates mixed up. All right.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there was definite problems to both of them. pretty severe.
Well, I mean, okay.
I guess Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Let's talk about the OG first.
Okay, so just Dracula.
Yeah.
That one's just, and every time we talk about a new one, it's Bram Stoker's Dracula because that's the full title.
Yeah.
So
A new one is easier to say, even though it's not the newest movie about fucking Dracula.
no, I think
So we'll
Dracula
say new
2000's newer.
Dracula Untold.
Yeah, I
Newest.
said Dracula 2000 is newer. I didn't say the
Oh,
newest.
sorry. Okay. Whatever.
Anyways, so original Dracula, Bela Lugosi. It moved along. I will say that for the hour and 15 minutes, we were fucking like boom, 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 done.
Oh, you thought so, huh?
Yeah, I actually did, considering it was 15 minutes shorter than Free Fire, and I didn't want to blow my brains out at the 30-minute mark on this one. I just happened to pause at the 30-minute mark because Molly, I think, had to go to the bathroom or something. So I'm like, all right, we'll wait. So, yeah. But, oh boy, lots of shots of Bela Lugosi staring into camera.
Lots of the same shot.
Yes.
Of him doing that.
Yeah.
Actually.
So, realistically, like 3 shots of
like
him
you even
doing
see
it.
like the very like little subtle head twitches repeat each time they cut to it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay.
Not a lot of
I
dialogue.
get it. I mean, they're using film, so whatever. It's cheaper that way. But
Yeah. Yeah, he didn't talk a lot and spent most of his time staring at people.
yeah,
Just staring.
yeah. Like so.
Unblinking. Like, I get it, he's a vampire, but still.
So I will say this for the new one, just to tag on this aspect of it. They definitely made it more interesting the way Dracula influences people.
Yes. Yeah. Well, here's what I actually told Molly yesterday, is that I think Bela Lugosi gave a better performance as Dracula in Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein than he did in Dracula.
Yeah, because like,
He had more to work with.
who was he with? He was it was Reinfeld. What was his name?
Renfield.
Renfield. Okay.
Yes.
So he's talking to Renfield, and Renfield turns, and like the crucifix just falls out of his shirt or whatever, and he
Yeah.
just goes like
For
that.
for listeners,
a long time.
Well, and he does
He
the
doesn't
same.
scream. He doesn't like say anything. He just covers his face.
Yeah.
Like, I
well, he
at
did
least
the same
wanted
thing
to-
when.
Bleh!
Well, he did the same thing when Van Helsing pulled out the. His quickest reaction in the entire thing was when Van Helsing showed him the mirror, and he like swatted that immediately. Like he
And it
barely
wasn't
had it
that
open.
fast either.
He barely had it open, and he swatted that thing out of his hands. But then, like, he pulls out a crucifix and he stares at it for a moment and then reacts. Mm-hmm. So part of me is wondering if, again, because it was on film, because I also noticed it when he was being introduced to everybody in the box, not the box. What's the at the theater?
The
box
box.
seats. Yeah, the box seats. He was being introduced to everybody, and like it would be a shot of that person. They'd be like, "Oh, and this is Jonathan Harker. Pleasure to meet you," was Jonathan Harker's response. It's like, it's as if like they were just rolling the camera and they just didn't cut it early enough to like time everything.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like some of his reactions and the reason they take so long is because, you know, he's just like, he wasn't aware of like how long they'd be holding that shot for. So like he does his thing, but he figures, oh, they'll cut this a little earlier when I react, and they just fucking didn't.
I think well, there's a lot of old movies that are like that. Even like there's Three Stooges stuff that's like that.
Yeah, where stuff hangs for way too long,
Right.
Or like takes too long to get to.
Yeah, I wonder why that is. I wonder like what people thought like actual human interaction was like. It's like,
Well, I'm thinking-
yeah, I meet someone and I wait 3 seconds and then I say my name and then I shake their hand.
Yeah, well, then
Maybe it's hard to
Again,
tell
it's probably
frame by
like-
frame.
Yeah, it's probably an editing thing. It's like, you know,
I guess
like
that's what made a really fucking good editor in the day was like,
'cause they had to,
"Oh,
like-
the hand's about to come out. All right,
Yeah.
just bump it over.
Though you'd
couple
really
more
think
frames."
you could like pull, you know, like there's the shot of Eisenstein
Eisenstein.
looking at the footage, and you know, you could probably see it's like that's where his hand starts to move. I'm going to cut the frame just before that.
Yeah, I know. But when I'm on Premiere and I'm just using JKL to rewind, fast forward, pause, and I just tap it, that's the frame I want.
Yeah.
And I can see it on a big ass fucking screen, clear as day.
Yeah.
That's a lot
It's a
easier,
lot easier.
than going frame by frame on a piece of 35 millimeter film.
That's true.
Whenever 35 millimeter was invented, I don't know what they had originally.
I don't know.
They shot this on a Super 8, you think?
I mean, though both movies did this, since I've read the book. So in the book, as far as I can recall, and I also looked it up on Wikipedia just to make sure I wasn't like misremembering it, Renfield had no association with Dracula until Dracula got to London.
Oh, really?
Like, he was just a crazy guy. And then Dracula got there and he went crazier because, like, Dracula's around.
Right.
But I actually really liked in both movies that he went to Dracula first.
And that's what made him crazy.
And that's what made him crazy. I think that helps with the association with Dracula. And maybe that's again, I only listened to it once. I haven't reread it. So maybe by implication you're already...
Reread it.
Yeah.
It's still implying you did read it. No, you
Yes.
haven't read it.
Anyways. But by implication, in the book, potentially it's supposed to be like he did what Jonathan Harker does. Because in the book, as they do in the newer movie, Jonathan Harker's the one who goes to Dracula to sell him Carfax Abbey.
I was just thinking Carfax, sorry.
Check the Carfax.
I was thinking the Carfax. He should have gotten the Carfax for Carfax Abbey.
That wouldn't help.
He would know what its history was.
It's not a car. It's an abbey. But, you know, and I liked that they did that. I thought that helped with the association there to make Renfield make more sense as, like, the person.
Right. I even like the way they did it actually in the newer one, where it was just implied that he had been there to set up the deal first and lost his fucking mind.
Well, yeah, no, that's why I liked the way they did that for both movies.
Well, yeah, but in the
Original.
OG, he just goes there and then he comes over with Dracula.
He plays the Jonathan Harker role in the original one.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I do feel like this one, like, it cut so much stuff out. Like, from
The
just
OG.
the original one. Like, you watching, like, the newer one, like, there's so much stuff. Like, Lucy's dying and everything. And Lucy being like, are we good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I just realized that I switched the channels that we're on, so you're on channel 1 and I'm on channel 2. It
Nice.
weirded me out.
All right. Like, Lucy's entire, like, association with Dracula and then death. Like, that's just, like, and, like, she's already on a slab and they're like, oh, we did a bunch of transfusions and we couldn't save her. Oh, she's dead. And it's like, what? Like, I said to Molly, too, it's like, that was, weirdly enough, and I don't, maybe it's the way it was written, but in the book, I really liked the bit where they were doing the transfusions and, like, that desperate attempt to save Lucy.
Yeah.
But, like, they skipped all that. Van Helsing was just already in London. He immediately just knows it's a vampire. Which I actually think he does in the book as well. I think, or at least he comes with the suspicion that it might be a vampire. But just, like, it was just, like, boom, boom, boom. And now we're done. And Dracula killed everybody off screen.
Yeah.
Dracula was killed off screen.
Well, I mean, part of that would have also been with, like, the fucking, what was it, the code or whatever? The movie code.
The Hays Code.
Hays Code.
I think it was
I mean,
Hays
they probably
Code.
couldn't have been too graphic anyway.
Yeah, but...
And then also, and he's also a demon, basically.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I wonder what the longest run time for a movie was at this point in time. I mean, an hour and 15, that's a long time to ask people to sit through who haven't been having movies for very fucking long.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Birth of a Nation was like a 3-hour movie.
Yes, it was. But that, I think, came out a little after this. I think it was mid-30s was Birth of a Nation.
I'm pretty sure there was a silent film that they added score to. I think that was way early on.
Ooh, you know what? You might be right. I'm trying to remember. But yeah, Birth of a Nation. Atonement was even longer, though.
Yeah, that's 1915 there, pal. And yeah, 3
Wow.
hours long.
I need to relearn my fucking film history. Look up Atonement, though, because I think that one's even longer. I think it's called Atonement. I'm probably fucking that up, too.
Oh, 2007? Movie old. Jesus Christ.
Okay, it's probably not called Atonement. Give me just a second. I'll find it. Because it's by the same person who did the Birth of a Nation.
Oh, okay. Well, I can just look up Birth of a Nation then. I can't remember that guy's name.
I can't either.
D.W. Griffith.
And I took a lot of fucking film history, and I can't remember. Like, I'm getting all my dates wrong. Intolerance is the movie I was thinking of.
Intolerance.
I thought I could have.
About a year later.
I could have swore I read somewhere that Intolerance was like damn near 4 hours long.
It's 3 hours 30.
Oh well, not
which is
according
20 minutes longer than Birth of a Nation.
I was gonna say not according to fucking IMDb, where it's 2 hours 43 minutes.
What the fuck? Would they release a second cut of it?
That actually might be the case. So let me.
Hey, it doubled its money. That's pretty good.
Oh
No, it halved its money.
Not as good.
I mixed them up. Huh.
Yeah,
I never watched Intolerance.
I haven't watched either of them.
Yeah, neither have I. I mean, I've seen clips from them and stuff, but, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, not too bad. 6.4 out of 10. Good for you, D.W. Griffith.
Yeah, making the
racist films.
I was gonna say the Go KKK film. Good on you, I guess.
Yeah, have you seen Black Klansman?
I have.
Yeah, I like the part where they're all watching it and just like losing their shit.
Yeah, like it was like a fucking
football game.
Yeah,
like if I didn't already hate like KKK like Aryan people first, I definitely hated them after watching that fucking scene because I hate anyone who fucking talks during a movie, let alone applauds, screams at the fucking camera or the screen.
So you have extra reason to hate the
racists, yes.
Yeah. Nice.
Especially that one dude's fat fucking wife.
Yeah.
Oh, they made her so hateable. They did such a good job making everyone fucking hate her guts.
Which is weird because she also doesn't appear in that book at all.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like that whole like bombing plot thing. That was just added to the movie.
Oh, that's good plot.
Yeah, I mean, reading the book, it kind of felt more like it was that one I did actually read. That one I did not audiobook. I did read Black Klansman by
cover to
Ron
cover?
Stallworth. Yes. But it definitely felt because I mean it was his like memoir of the time, so it felt like a cop writing a memoir of a time.
Right.
So it didn't feel like somebody who had been a professional author. It was like, here are the facts. Here's what's going on. It's like, yep.
And then I did this, and then I did that, and he said this, and then I said that.
I mean, I'm not necessarily saying it's one that needs a lot of embellishment or flowery language because it's fucking crazy that happened, that a black man infiltrated the KKK. That's pretty neat.
So reading the book is like hearing a guy just tell you the story of what happened.
Yeah. Okay. It's like if you like sat down with him at dinner and he's like, so here's what happened.
And he's so used to it that he's not like getting silly with it or anything.
Exactly.
Okay.
So I definitely I will say I like the movie more than the book.
Okay, cool.
But
Dracula.
Liked the book more than the movies. Either of the movies.
Oh, I thought you were saying Dracula liked Black Klansman, the book, better than the movie.
No, I'm saying
we
like
could
the
ask
book.
him. He's in the next room.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to invite
him.
Right,
I was going to say, you could finish the joke. Oh, speaking of inviting in the books, in the book, he does need to be invited in.
Right.
It doesn't happen in either movie. And how about that bat effect in Dracula 1931?
Oh, yeah, on the string?
Yes.
That was pretty good. It's pretty solid.
Fantastic. When he fucking sticks his head out the window of the carriage and the bat is like in front of the horses. That was incredible.
Or just in the window.
Or in the window. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Dracula's disguise when he was the carriage driver.
Oh, yeah, you could just see that's his face.
Yeah, it's like, you didn't get to the fucking castle. It's like, didn't you just drive the carriage?
Oh, right. I was like, how'd you think that was a different person ever? Yeah. Did you ever see the carriage driver again? How?
Well, in the book, Harker kind of realizes that he never sees any like help or anybody else at all in the entire castle. So
and Dracula has 3 brides. Why didn't one of them do the carriage driving?
Because Dracula takes care of everything by himself. Literally, he makes the food. He fucking cleans Jonathan Harker's room. He fucking as if help is there, but like Harker caught him doing it basically at one point. Didn't like go in and bust in, but basically it's like Dracula's running the show, so he pieces together. It's like, so he definitely drove the carriage to bring me here.
Yeah, I kind of like how Keanu Reeves looks out the window and just sees Dracula crawling down the wall in the new one.
Yeah.
He's like, oh.
Closes
the windows back
he was
up.
way less concerned than even that amount of noise the entire time. He's just like...
He was more upset that the wolves were making noise, then looked out the window, saw Dracula climbing down the wall like a spider. He's like, oh.
Yeah. Which also happens in the book. He does see Dracula do that.
Climbing down a wall.
Yep. Yep. The
I
new
wonder why Dracula bothered doing that. Like, you got stairs, dude.
because that's where his coffin and shit was. So I imagine it was probably inaccessible other ways to, a security safeguarding thing. If I had to guess.
I think they just needed it to be looking fucking weird.
In the movie, yes. In the book, that's where his coffin was kept.
I know, but he could have waited until Keanu Reeves went to bed. He did 2 seconds later. He was out on the
tired.
wall.
All right, Dracula had enough of this shit.
So tired, he was scaling down a wall like Spider-Man.
Yes. But
by the way, this conversation is going to help if you have the movies for reference. You should probably watch these movies.
Yeah,
because
Dracula and
stuff
Bram
that gets talked about.
Yeah. Dracula from 1931, starring Bela Lugosi as Dracula, and Bram Stoker's Dracula from 1992, starring Gary Oldman as Dracula.
Do you know that Bela Lugosi actually made an appearance in the Bram Stoker?
When?
Yeah, he didn't.
I was going to say, because he was dead by then.
How dead, though? Let's see.
40 years?
Was it really?
Yeah.
How old was he?
I don't know, but I think he died in the 50s.
Jesus Christ. Yep, 56.
So...
Yeah, he was 74. He made a pretty good run.
Yeah. So, 36 years dead?
Yeah, 36. You're asking a lot of math there, buddy.
Yeah.
It even says where he's buried. He's buried in California.
Apparently.
That's kind of weird. Did he live in California?
He must have. A lot of the the Hollywood stars at that time lived in California. A lot of them still do.
I mean, I
Keeps you
know
close to
that
the work.
they do, but I guess flying was harder in the 30s.
Yeah.
He should have just taken a ship and a box of dirt like he did in the movie.
Yeah. I don't remember who it is. I think it is the director who did the Witch, or the Vavitch, if you prefer the stylized version. Okay, the director of the Vavitch. I believe the next movie he's doing is based on the Voyage of the Demeter, which is the ship that brought Dracula from Transylvania to London, and as the crew's getting picked off by Dracula. So that's what his next movie is going to be about. And I actually think that's really interesting.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool, but at some point I feel like it's just going to turn into a whodunit movie.
It'll depend.
Because I guess I'm probably looking at this a little too logically, but at some point, even if it got down to 2 people, wouldn't they just shove his coffin off the boat and be like, all right,
they don't know he's on board.
They don't know he's on board?
No, they're hauling boxes of dirt. That's all they know.
I guess at some point I'd get rid of everything on the ship until I knew it was just me on the ship.
No. They didn't, and then they all died. Because Dracula got them. So, do you have anything to say about 1931 Dracula? I've talked a lot.
The sound design was a little rough, but like we said, they only had 4 years to get it to that point. So
yeah.
Yeah. I get it's basically what I expect out of a movie that came out in 31.
Yeah.
So I guess I really don't have anything to complain about. It wasn't a fan.
Awful. I don't think it was awful.
It wasn't awful, in the context of its time, but yeah. I wouldn't go out of my way to ever watch it again.
Yeah. No, I've seen it now.
Right.
I'm good.
I can chalk that one off. But, yeah, it was a fine movie. I you notice a lot of references. When you watch that movie, you start picking up on things that have referenced it that you didn't realize before. You're like, oh, That's why that was done in this and that.
Exactly.
A lot of it was cartoons for me. I noticed some of the stuff they had done, but I can't remember what ones anymore. Yeah, shit. I'm trying to think.
But nothing happens?
Nope. The little hamster up. I am dead from the neck up. To quote Ed from Ed, Edd and Eddy. By the way, have you seen any of the Ed, Edd and Eddy sound effects memes?
Maybe.
Oh my god. Okay.
We'll come back to it after the podcast.
Okay, fine. For the listeners out there, when you're done listening to the podcast, go to YouTube and type in Ed, Edd and Eddy SFX Deadpool, or SFX King Kong, or SFX Dragon Ball Z.
I think I've seen stuff like that where they just put in like the weird Ed, Edd and Eddy sound effects into scenes.
It's so good.
I think I've seen stuff like that.
So good, John. King Kong, they do the scene where King Kong fights 3 T-Rexes.
Okay.
And they actually use dialogue for Ed is King Kong, and then Eddie is the voice of Naomi Watts.
Okay.
And the T-Rexes don't have voices, but one of them is Sarah. Because Eddie has lines where he says, "Shut up, Sarah!" So they name one Sarah. The other one is... Ed names the other 2 because there was just a time where he said 2 female names in the show, so they used it.
All right.
Oh, it's really good. I really like watching them over and over again.
We will check them out.
All right, fine.
Later.
Okay, so let's move on to the new one. So I mean,
you
you said it had like major like issues. I mean, like there was stuff where it was like, that's kind of lame. But like, what would you have called major issues?
I had a lot of problems with this one.
Really? Did you?
Yes.
Okay, wait. Did you like it?
It was fine.
It's fine. Okay.
It was fine. For one, the entire fucking Dracula's entire motivation does not exist in the book. And I fucking thought it was stupid.
What are you saying?
His like obsession with Mina as like the resurrection of like his wife from when he was alive. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doesn't happen in the book, and I hated it in the movie.
Oh, I didn't mind it.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
It made sense to me.
I mean, it makes sense in the context of the film, but that's got nothing to do with, like, I felt it was completely unnecessary. I didn't like it at all, personally.
So wait, what's his motivation in the book?
To hunt and to kill and to like be a vampire. Like the whole, like Dracula's thing in the book is just, the reason he's leaving Transylvania for London is for new hunting ground.
Right. Okay.
So like, and basically he starts with the people Jonathan Harker knows, because he knows that, because he's aware of them. Mm-hmm. So he'll kind of work his way that way. And so he starts with like Lucy Westenra, and then basically only gets to Mina after that. And then that's when everybody's like, because Lucy somehow surrounded herself with those 3 guys who do all appear in the movie.
Yeah, that
John
was a
Seward,
weird dynamic, by the way.
John Seward, Quincy Morris, and Arthur Homewood.
That they're all like willing to help each other, but are all trying to fuck the same girl. That's pretty weird.
It was weird in the book too. No, that was actually my least favorite part of the book, because the way the book is laid out is like journals and like audio recordings from people. It's like like they did in the new movie, where it's like, you know, it's like
it started
diary.
Off that way anyway.
Yeah, it's like somebody's diary, and they've got entries and stuff like that. Lucy has chunks of the book before she gets killed, and it was just like straight Pride and Prejudice. It was like she's gushing about how she was proposed to by 3 men today, and like how she's going to get married and it's going to be wonderful, and oh, she feels so bad for Mina not being able to see Jonathan. And I'm just like, oh my God, I want to listen to Dracula. I want to listen to vampires killing people and then getting killed. I don't want fucking Pride and Prejudice in the middle of Dracula.
Yeah.
And so that was my least favorite part of the book, and they put that shit in the movie.
Not really.
They did
very
somewhat.
Little.
Very little. And I'm glad
just
for that.
just to establish all the characters.
Yeah, I get that. But
I'd say they did the bare minimum to establish those characters.
Also,
because that's why it felt extra weird that they were there at all.
Yeah, because like they were all friends like ahead of like beforehand. Like I believe in the book, like they all knew each other. They were all friends anyways. They all just wanted the same woman. Mm-hmm. And then she went with the guy with the most.
The same woman.
Yeah, and she went with the guy with the most money because he's a lord. So.
Oh, he was a lord?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he had the most money, so that's who she went with.
You know Darth Vader is a lord?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Does he have a lot of money, though?
I think he can probably get some money.
He could probably get a lot of money.
I mean, he has a castle.
He's got a fucking fortress in space. I don't know if it's a castle.
No. He actually has a castle in like the books and stuff. In comic books, there's a Darth Vader's castle.
That is amazing. But
it's made right over like some like Sith shit too, like some old school Sith shit, like
Sith
a portal.
Temple. Yeah, nice. Well, go ahead. I keep interrupting you. Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking actually like Darth Vader's outline would kind of look like Dracula because his helmet has like that widow's peak kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he has the cape. And he has a castle.
Yes, he does.
It'd be cool if he feasted on the midichlorians of Jedi.
What do you think happened to all the younglings?
They've got burn holes in their chests and 2 tiny holes in their neck. Oh, and that he has the mask on to keep him from eating everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That's why he takes it off at the end while he's done. He's like, maybe just one more person. But then he dies before he can eat Luke.
Yeah. You know what? It makes no sense why he would need a respirator, really. I mean...
He just does.
Yeah, but he was like... When he got, like, lit on fire from the lava, he was like, you know, talking, screaming, breathing just fine.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, let's put a mask on this. He's gross. I don't want to look at this thing anymore. Let's just cover it up head to toe. I don't even want to see this thing.
Yeah. What did you think about the scene where Jonathan Harker got put into the carriage?
Oh, yeah, that was
Where
pretty
it's like,
weird.
yeah. Because, like, he reached out and by no reason should have been able to reach him. And then just reached him and just...
Well, you saw how long they made his fingers, right?
Yeah.
just so he could, like, hook his jacket and push him in.
Well, and his arm kept fucking going, like, longer than it
Like
should.
Michael Jordan in Space Jam.
Exactly. And then he just kind of... I backed that up and watched it again because I'm like, there's no way in hell I just saw that happen. And it did.
Yeah. I was also, like, waiting to see it, like, look like he took a step, but it looks like he just floated into the carriage.
Yeah. He does.
But he doesn't, like, grab his coat or anything.
He just like,
puts his hand on
scoops
him.
in.
And then
like,
floats
guides him into
like
it.
little Nicky.
So I was reading trivia. Apparently, Coppola decided, or had the inspiration that, like, when a being such as a vampire is around, physics doesn't work the same way, which is why, like, the drops were coming out of the top of the, like, the perfume thing, and the rat was walking on the ceiling. And the one thing that I really, really, really liked about this one, though, was that his shadow didn't move with him.
Yeah, at first I
That
was
one-
like, they fucked this up. Well, the first time they did it, I was like, his shadow's not even in sync. Like,
then
I thought, like, they were, like, gonna do something like they did. But then they made it a theme throughout the movie. So I was like, oh, okay. I thought they just, like, did a bad job of it.
Oh, so
where they were just going to, like, have him pop up on the other side like that. But I thought they were only going to do it once. I like that they did it a bunch.
Yeah.
To, like, show, like, when physics weren't doing the right thing, it was just, like, Shadow doing it. Like, his presence was still in the room.
Yeah.
It was
like,
cool.
I really liked that.
Yeah.
And I think Gary Oldman did a fine job.
I thought he was really good. I thought he did a really good job. I didn't know he could, like, his voice was really cool as Dracula's voice.
Yeah. Like, yeah, he did a really, really good job. And I was actually...
I didn't know his voice could get that deep, you know, like watching, like, Batman and stuff.
Yeah, because he definitely has a higher register voice than that.
Right.
But throwing it back to an older movie we've watched, and I remember reading this, and it wasn't until I watched this movie that it made sense. Jermaine Clement's character in What We Do in the Shadows,
Vladislav
the Poker, was based on Gary Oldman's portrayal of Dracula. And the scene where he was in the top hat with the long hair and the glasses on, I'm like, he looks just like Vladislav there.
Oh.
Like,
Did
I thought
Vladislav dressed like that at one point?
Oh, not exactly like that, but the kind of general, like, appearance, like, I could see where the inspiration came from.
Right.
For Vladislav.
I like his big fat mutton chops that he had too coming down. Those are pretty sick.
Did you also get the feeling, because I didn't think it at first until Molly said something. It felt like it was directed by Tim Burton.
I mean,
especially when Dracula arrived.
I guess so. When you have to do fucking foggy London town in the olden days, I mean, it leans Tim Burton-y just there because Tim Burton likes that style in everything. Yeah, he made Gotham look like that. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, Burton. I think whenever you do something that's old London, it's gonna look Tim Burton. And
foggy. No, but like the bit where like with all like the quick flashes when Dracula arrives on the ship, and like the fucking camera like rolls into the abbey or whatever, and then rolls back out, like dollies in and dollies back out, and just like all of it, it just felt very Tim Burton-y. Also, Tom Waits' Renfield had like the fucking like, I don't know, the straight jacket with the arms that were too long.
Well, yeah, because
it's a straight jacket, but then there's parts where like they seemed like excessive, like they were way longer than they would ever actually need to be, even for a straight jacket.
I don't know. Well, that's probably how he got out of it. They put a too big of one on him.
And it looked Tim Burton-y.
I mean, like, I don't think he, like, ripped off Tim Burton. I think it just
has
naturally
a
it
Burton
has
aesthetic.
Yeah, because that is Burton's aesthetic.
Yeah.
Is dark London.
And Gothic, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, this is a Coppola film, and when I
Right,
saw
yeah.
that, I'm like, this is fucking Coppola?
It definitely didn't feel like Godfather did it.
No. Or Apocalypse Now.
Haven't seen Apocalypse Now.
That's a good one.
That's one with Martin Sheen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's where I love the smell of napalm in the morning comes from.
Okay. I saw the intro to that because we watched it in Film and Lit with The End by The Doors.
Yep.
But yeah, it was kind of weird thinking, like, this is made by the same guy who made Godfather. Did he write Godfather? No, Godfather was a book, wasn't it?
It was. But I think him and Mario Puzo, the guy
Did a
who wrote
screenplay
did
for
the
Godfather.
screenplay, yeah.
Okay. Well, and then it made sense when I saw the credits that the screenplay wasn't done by Coppola. I was like, this doesn't have, like, that feel. It doesn't even feel like for being made, 20 years after Godfather was made? When did the first Godfather come out?
Something like that. I'm done
Late
guessing
70s.
dates.
Hold on, let me look it up. The Godfather.
Blah.
Godfather.
72.
72. Shit.
Exactly 20 years.
Got him. All right, so I mean, for this coming out 20 years later, granted, I know they're doing some supernatural stuff, but like just some of like what you would assume would be like basic filmmaking didn't feel as like clean as the way it was done in Godfather.
Yeah.
So it was kind of weird to think that this is directed by him. I don't know.
It had I felt it had a very Burton-y vibe where like it almost felt like there were like pickup shots where they couldn't get Coppola and Burton was just like walking by the lot and they're like, hey, Tim, come here. We need you.
Maybe. But I mean, I liked the movie. I liked how weird it was.
Yeah, and
I definitely liked it leaning weird. And at first I was like, these vampires are all very sexual.
Yes.
And I was like, but I guess it kind of makes sense when, like, if you've, like, renounced God like you have, you're kind of giving into all sin. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense for them to, like, be whatever they're feeling amped up to 10.
Yeah.
So I was actually, like at first I was like, this is kind of weird. But then I was like, no, yeah, I like that they've leaned into this.
Yeah.
Because it's a story about a fucking vampire. Go as weird as you want.
Yeah, and, like, that I guess wasn't the issue. I didn't like my biggest gripe again is the thing between Dracula and Mia. Like
I like that actually.
That to me did nothing because I mean it was better that maybe Mina was the one who killed Dracula because I think in the book the kill goes to Quincy Morris, who you probably the Texan.
Okay.
I remember. I mean,
he had the knife, so
I definitely remember him stabbing Dracula with the knife. He might not have been the one who decapitated Dracula, but like he was definitely the one who, staked through the heart. But there wasn't a fight with Dracula. They got it pried open and like just before sunset, they got him.
Well, yeah, because I mean that's how they fucking did it in 31 Dracula also.
Yeah.
31 Jump Street.
Another thing I didn't like is Van Helsing's portrayal in this movie.
Because he was funny.
Well, he wasn't that funny. I didn't think.
Well, he made jokes.
He made jokes,
Whether
which
or not
was
you thought
fine.
that were funny, it was subjective.
Which, okay, I was okay with some of that because I think he did that some in the book, but he wasn't such a dick about everything. In the book, he was blunt, but he wasn't a dick. And like another thing that I think they really keep screwing up Lucy in the book because I think
in the book or in the movie?
In the movie, sorry, because Lucy, for as much as I hated her bits because it was like, it felt like Pride and Prejudice.
Uh-huh.
It was important because you basically watched this person succumb to a vampire,
right,
die, and then become a vampire herself.
Uh-huh.
And in the book, the only thing Arthur Holmwood is the one who has to kill her, like drives a stake through her heart, but that's all Van Helsing tells him needs to be done. When he leaves, then Van Helsing cuts her head off, so that he doesn't have to.
Oh, so he doesn't have to see her.
Yeah, so he doesn't have to see the extra like desecration of her body, basically. So like in the movie, Van Helsing's like, I don't give a shit. off, took her head off like right there.
Yeah, but I didn't mind that because like he is a blunt guy, so I kind of, and he's devoted to science, so I kind of like he's got that little bit of separation between like how you'd feel emotionally and just what needs to be done.
Yeah. I felt like in the book he was more caring. He was blunt, but he cared enough to want to like spare other people's like feelings in that sense.
I think there's enough people that care about each other in the movie. It's like, let Van Helsing just be the guy who's like, no, to do it this way. Let's just get
Which
this
he
done.
mostly was.
Right, but I like the way he was portrayed in the movie. I thought, I liked his character. And like he did make jokes, and at first I was like, really? Jokes? But, I mean, it's fine. It was dark humor, so I liked it.
Also, did you notice he was the priest at the beginning of the movie in the prologue? No. He was like saying that, she's going to go to hell because she killed herself.
Oh, that was
that priest was that was Anthony Hopkins.
Oh, was it really?
Yep.
No, I didn't notice.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm like, is that fucking Norman Osborn in Spider-Man 1?
Oh, Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. I'm like, is that fucking Willem Dafoe? And then because you watch it on Amazon, and you can like press up and it'll like show you the cast in the scene. It's like Anthony Hopkins. I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh shit, Anthony Hopkins. Also, fucking Van Helsing can't do magic.
What?
Van Helsing can't do magic.
When did he do magic?
When he fucking astral projected himself from like behind the fucking gravestone, and then like he was talking to them at the gate, and like they all like looked like came around I don't remember exactly what they did. They like looked away and looked back, and he was gone.
When he first tells them that it's a vampire, and he's like, why would you think there's nothing that you could ever not understand?
Yeah.
That part. Yeah.
That was stupid too.
It was kind of weird. That was like a weird way to prove it.
Yeah.
It's like, that just proves that maybe you're a vampire.
Yeah.
Like,
fucking kill you.
Right, yeah, exactly. Like, okay. So what's your point? You're the bad one? Like, that doesn't show us that there's a vampire in town other than you're in town and doing weird shit. How do we know you didn't just do that?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess that is pretty weird. I thought it was weird in the movie, but I was like, I just kind of went along with it. I was like, yeah, all right, they believe now. Whatever. Yeah.
Maybe next week we should watch Van Helsing, the movie.
I'd like that.
Hugh Jackman.
You know what I want to watch now after watching this was Dracula Untold. Because, like, with the whole thing with, like, the reincarnated Mina, which is kind of a ripoff of Mummy Returns.
They do that a lot.
Mummy Returns ripped it off. The whole reincarnation, but it's the same exact fucking person.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they do that a lot. And, especially for, like, bad guys I guess
bad guys who need motivation in the present time.
Yeah. And then this person doesn't fucking know who they are. They just happen to look exactly like them.
Yeah, but both times they kind of pick up on it. They're like,
yeah, I guess.
I could be led to believe that I loved you once.
They do that in the What We Do in the Shadows TV show. One of the characters has a lover who's like been killed, like has been like decapitated numerous times throughout history, but they always reconnect every time they come. The guy comes back to life.
That's funny. Oh, sorry. But what I was gonna say was with the Mina relationship, I like that because they like alluded to that in Dracula Untold, like it was gonna get a sequel because Dracula lives through. Have you seen that?
No, but I figured Dracula lives through Dracula Untold, so.
Okay, yeah. And then at the very end, it cuts to present time London, and he's walking around, and he sees, like, his wife, but a present version of her, and he goes following her. And then also, like, the guy who gave Dracula his vampire powers follow him. And he's like, and so it begins.
Who,
ominous.
Who plays Dracula in that?
It's Luke Evans.
Okay.
Bard the Bowman.
Yeah. No, I was going to say, because I thought it was the guy who played Harry Sturgis in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, who is the vampire who trains Abe Lincoln to hunt vampires. Mm-hmm. But it's not. That's
Harry Sturgis. We've talked about him before. What is it? What else has he done?
No, that's the character's name.
Oh, but what has that actor done?
He was in Captain America, First Avenger. He played Tony Stark's dad, Howard Stark.
Oh, okay.
In First
that was
Avenger.
Him. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, Dracula Untold was supposed to be part of the Dark Universe, wasn't it? It was that and The Mummy and Yeah.
What, I, Frankenstein? Was
Probably
that
I,
gonna be part of it?
Frankenstein. I don't know.
I never saw I, Frankenstein.
I didn't either, but I know.
Didn't that have Harvey Two-Face in it?
Yep.
Okay.
Well, I mean, The Mummy was supposed to kickstart the whole thing, but I imagine they would just take Dracula Untold and fold it in.
Wait, The Mummy being Tom Cruise's
Cruise
Mummy?
The Mummy, yeah.
That one came out after Dracula Untold.
I know. What I'm saying is, because The Mummy was supposed to kickstart the whole thing.
Oh.
And I imagine they were supposed to then tie in Dracula Untold, but then The Mummy bombed, and so that all scrapped.
Okay.
Because Russell Crowe plays Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in that movie.
In The Mummy?
Yeah.
They have Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in The
Yeah,
Mummy?
Russell Crowe.
Yeah, but I was just surprised that they went that route. I haven't seen it, so...
I haven't either.
Okay.
I just know of that.
That's fucking weird.
Yeah, because they wanted to do the Dark Universe and then have, like, fucking, I don't know, Universal Monsters Avengers.
I think they should just leave the Dark Universe to Abbott and Costello. They did a pretty good job of it.
They did a really good job of it.
Let them meet Frankenstein, Wolfman, and Dracula in the same movie, and then Invisible Man in the next movie. Yeah. Do they meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
I don't think so. I don't think they met the Mummy either, but...
I was pretty sure they met a mummy. Yeah, they do meet a mummy.
They meet the Invisible Man.
And they meet a mummy. I've seen that one.
Oh, hold
There's
on.
some funny shit with a snake.
Yeah, I know there's fucking Three Stooges ones, I think, where that happens, but I can't remember what happened in Costello. Maybe, I'm not saying that didn't happen. I don't remember it if I've seen it.
Is that in Costello Invisible Man? Is that the boxing one?
Yes.
Okay. Because for some reason, with that one, I mix up Three Stooges and Abbott and Costello, where I think they have curly boxing and the Invisible Man's helping him.
No, that's Abbott and Costello.
Okay, yeah.
But at the end of Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, they meet the Invisible Man then, and it's Vincent Price.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like they're like rowing away in a boat, and then like the Invisible Man's like talks to them because he's sitting in the boat with them, and he like lights a cigarette.
Okay.
And then they
cool.
jump out and run like swim away, and it's Vincent.
It's like a perfect Three Stooges ending too.
Exactly. I would not object to watching Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein for this, but
Yeah.
though we've already seen it, so
Yeah, I guess. It's been a long time since I've seen it though. But yeah, that's all I was saying was like at first when I saw this movie I was like, oh, they tied it into Dracula Untold, and I was like, no, retard. Dracula Untold stole that from this one.
Yep.
But I like that they decided to continue with that idea. And like they did it at the end of the movie where it wasn't his like driving force, but like that did happen in Dracula Untold where the wife killed herself and then like he gets ripped shit and goes on another fighting bender, and then a bunch of vampires try to kill him. God, it's been a while since I've seen it.
Yeah, see, I didn't see that one.
It's a good one. Yeah. It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but I still liked it. I would still watch it a couple times. So yeah, big fucking point was that I like the that his love for his dead wife was his motivation for the movie.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was because to be honest, old Dracula, where his motivation is just to go hunt more people down, he's a fucking retard. He's a fucking dipshit because he gets himself killed by the first people he tries to hunt in London. Yeah. So actually, his motivation's fine, but he's not well equipped to fight off 4 humans.
Yeah, see, that's the thing in the book, is like, if I'm not mistaken, he's still killing people off screen. It's just the only point of view we're seeing are the main characters. Whereas, yeah, in Dracula 1931, I think he kills like 2 other people off screen because like the doctors are like, oh, there's been a series of attacks like this, and that's all we see.
Mm-hmm. And then obviously the people on the boat.
Yeah, but the only reason they actually win is because they have Van Helsing, because he knows how to deal with vampires.
Yeah, but you'd think the people in Transylvania would fucking figure it out too at some point.
But
they all know that there's a vampire who's coming around and getting them. That's why they stay indoors and shut the windows and stuff.
Yeah.
And also Dracula's stupid because he doesn't just like be like, all right, I'm gonna stop with these guys. I'm just gonna go smoke some fools over here.
Yeah.
East side.
Yeah. That's why he goes to London.
I know, but like go to a different fucking part of London. Stop fucking with those people.
Okay, so at the beginning of the movie, of the new one, when he's like, why are you buying all these houses in these locations?
the 10 different places, right?
Yeah.
So he can move around.
So he can move around, and so it's like, oh, I'm hunting over here. It's almost daybreak. I'll just pop in here and spend the night.
Right.
You want to know how they destroy those in the book, though? They don't do what they do in the movie, where they just smash it apart and throw it on a fire.
Okay. Oh.
They find them, they pry them open, and they seal sacrament wafers, communion wafers.
Uh-huh.
They seal those into and it like purifies the ground, and he can't use them anymore.
That's cool.
And they basically,
that's kind of what I thought they were going to do, like put crucifixes in all the spots.
yeah. So I think he ends up like with one that they couldn't find for whatever reason, or he basically beat them to it.
Okay.
And managed to fend them off, and that's when he then ran back to Transylvania. Because he does do that in the book too.
Okay.
So like they have to try and chase him back to Transylvania.
Yeah, I would say definitely the newer movie like made a lot more sense.
Yes.
Logical wise.
Again, like I said,
why would he hang out for them to find him?
Yeah. Like the 1931 just took, like, it just cut so much stuff. It's like, yeah, Dracula's just here.
Yeah.
Cause, like, I will say, I agree, at least he's got some motivation, like, that makes sense as to why he keeps hanging around.
Like a driving force to want to keep going. Otherwise, just let yourself burn out on blood.
But, again, like, and it's also, there's, like, a point of hubris to him, too. Like, I think there's some explanation to it. That's actually, that was kind of the weird explanation, is basically when he's born again as a vampire, like, because he's learning all of these things, it's like he's a child again almost, because he's like, even though Dracula's been a fucking vampire for forever, Van Helsing still like describes him as if like he's like a child learning about these things, so he doesn't think as clearly and doesn't make as good a decisions, because he's like, well, I'm a vampire, I can definitely beat these people. So he's got like the hubris and like that, where instead of being more conscientious of the fact that he can still die and he should probably try and defend himself better, that's kind of like how Van Helsing talks about it in the book. So it's like he doesn't think things through. He doesn't long-term plan.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to just say how a person thinks because they're a vampire. It's like I need to show that, like, exhibited in not a dumb way. And not a way where he just lets himself get iced.
Again, the older one, I think, it makes it more difficult to like find Dracula a credible threat.
Yeah,
but
he's a good dresser though. He dressed suave as hell.
That he does.
I did think it was kind of like no, because. I mean, just some of the times where in the new one, where Dracula would switch from being old to young to really old to like moderately old to young again.
Yep.
Like I get like it's kind of based on the amount of blood he's getting, but then sometimes it just doesn't.
Yeah.
Like, well, for one, at the very end when she stabs him, he just turns young again.
Yeah.
But
for
not really a reason. Oh, also, big problem I just thought of with this one, like why even keep Keanu Reeves alive?
Well, okay, so they don't in the book. Jonathan Harker survives, but like basically Dracula leaves one night, to go, and is just like, I'll leave him for the bride so they can have something. Mm-hmm. And he knows that night, like Dracula like is gone that morning.
Yeah.
And he's like, if I don't escape today, I am going to be dead. And that's when Jonathan Harker escapes. He's like, he manages to escape the same day. Like, they don't, like, fucking keep him alive or anything.
Right, that's what I'm saying, though. Like, in the movie, why would they? I mean, you could say so he's, like, constantly making blood.
Yeah.
But, like, chain him up. And, like he said, I've escaped a bunch of times and they catch me every fucking time. And then all he has to do to actually get away is slip off a ledge and then fall into the river.
Which, weird vampire weakness. Running water.
Running water?
Yes.
Not still water?
Yeah, they can't cross, if I'm not mistaken. It's some weird rule, but then there's ways they can skirt about it, but they can't cross, like, running water.
They, like, throw rocks in it to make a dam. Then
Well,
they can walk across the dam.
They can, like, I think that would work. But, like...
Chop down a tree, walk across the tree.
Like, if I'm not mistaken, like, Dracula can't board a boat. Like, he needs to basically, he gets put into the box and somebody has to carry the box onto the boat. He cannot, by his own volition, get on the boat.
But once he's on the boat, he's all good.
Once he's on the boat, he's okay. But like he can't like.
Could he walk
cross
onto
the
a
game.
boat that's on land and then they lift
Probably.
the boat and then put it in the water?
Probably. It's the water part that's the problem.
So can he run on land and then jump at the boat and then land on the boat, or is there like a invisible barrier that
That's
like,
the thing.
he smashes
It's like
his face on?
that's the rule, but it's never explained well enough.
So
for it
he
to
heard
make
that was a
sense.
rule and then just like, I'm not even gonna try that. I believe it. Who told him the rule? Did he try it once? And he's like,
No, this is like just like a folklore vampires thing. Do you know? I don't remember which folklore vampire it is, but if they come across like, it might be. I think it might actually be in China, where like if they come across like, because let me look it up before I misspeak.
Mm-hmm.
Let me.
I would hate for you to misspeak about China.
Yeah.
Well, there's billions
I
of people
know.
over there that are going to kill you.
Well,
1 billion? How many billions are in China?
there's a lot of people in China.
I know, but there's 7 billion on Earth. So
I can get our
was curious if
podcast-
There's multiple billion in China or what?
You want me to get our podcast banned in China?
What?
Oh,
We do have audience in China.
Was it in China?
China and Taiwan. There's a few places. I know they're different, but
And there you go. You just got us banned from China.
no, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Well, not
China
from
doesn't.
Taiwan.
China does not recognize that Taiwan is a separate state. I was going to go with free Hong Kong. Democracy now.
Taiwan. Oh, we don't have China. Okay, so no one in China heard this. That's good.
Taiwan, 2% in Taiwan.
Yeah,
so,
Taiwan,
yeah.
not China.
Yeah,
They're separate states.
I didn't see it, so you scrolled really quick, and I thought you were like.
No,
Anyway.
I said no China, just Taiwan. We actually got a lot of Asian countries. Indonesia, Japan, India is Asia for some reason. Yeah.
Okay, here it is. But I think I've seen this potentially also from China. So, old folklore from Eastern Europe suggests that many vampires suffered from a form of obsessive compulsive disorder, being fascinated with counting.
That's why Nosferatu turns the lights on and off so many times.
Millet or poppy seeds were placed on the ground at the gravesite of a presumed vampire in order to keep the vampire occupied all night counting.
That's fucking stupid.
That's why the Count on Sesame Street is a vampire.
That's why.
Yeah.
I think that's why,
No,
because of
that's-
the Chinese thing. Not just because there's Count Dracula and what the... They
Sesame
need a,
Street's the Count loves to count because of the real life vampire legend.
That's stupid.
That's why they...
I get, like... That's one line to draw, but the way easier line to draw is just that his name is fucking Count.
And because it works on multiple levels.
I know, but like, who fucking heard that? Wait, no, Sesame Street. That's who made Sesame
I think it's
Street?
still Jim Henson.
Is it Jim Henson? Did he do Sesame Street also?
I think so.
Good on you, Jim Henson. Okay, so why the fuck does he know that Chinese ancient legend about vampires?
/ Eastern Europe.
Oh, is it Eastern Europe also?
Yeah.
All right.
Here, let me look up the thing about vampires in water too.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh? Yeah, that's pretty weird.
Let's see. No, that's...
What did the Taiwanese do for vampires?
I don't know. That's not what I was looking at. Okay. Both the Greeks and the Chinese state in their myths that vampires cannot cross running water, such as a stream, or salt water, such as an ocean. The vampires could be carried across in a boat or over a bridge, and could also cross it at high or low tide. I don't know why you could suddenly cross at high or low tide.
So they can walk over the bridge, though.
They can walk over the bridge,
Oh, okay.
but like if you swim across a river and there's no bridge nearby, you're fucking fine.
That's good.
You can get into the middle of the fucking river and be fine.
How big does the body of water count?
It says running water.
So like a stream, like a babbling brook.
Yeah,
Am I good
can't do
then?
it.
Really?
It's probably
A creek.
It's running water.
He can't like hit the stones and like get across.
It's running water. In Dungeons and Dragons, in addition to sunlight, you can use running water. Running water deals acid damage to vampires in Dungeons and Dragons.
I'm thinking of the Lord of the Rings scene now where she makes the water horses whoosh all the Nazgul away.
Yeah.
It's like That would really F Dracula up.
Well, I imagine a lot of that, if you think about why that sort of folklore thing might occur, is, I mean, you clean your stuff in running water. So it's cleaning, and something like a vampire is just pure evil. And
so holy water, though.
Well, I mean, holy water as well, but I mean...
regular water? Then why have holy water?
Look, man, I'm just trying to
figure out... I know what you're just saying. I'm just, like, thinking about it critically. It's a myth. I can tear it apart.
So's holy water.
Oh, John. We have a lot of Christian countries that listen to this. United States being one of them.
Yeah, and we know, like, everybody from the United States who listens to this.
Do we? I mean, there's North Carolina. Do you know anyone in North Carolina?
No.
New York? I don't think I know anyone in New York. I know someone in Michigan. Family's in Michigan. Yeah, it's mostly Wisconsin and Illinois, though.
Okay. We know most of the people who listen to this podcast.
Yeah. Like, also, though, like, where it says, oh, look, everyone who listens to this lives on Earth, by the way. It's fucking stupid.
Yeah, why would you have that graphic? Unless even
aliens are intercepting it, but
I was gonna say even if
the
if the ISS had it, maybe, but that's
ISS
International Space Station.
Oh,
if that if somebody there listened to it, but that would be a separate graphic. It should be like Earth and International Space Station, and that's it. Maybe they're future proofing.
Maybe
it's like, hey, we're already ready to pick up.
Yeah, then they won't have to release a 2-second update.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Saudi Arabia, that's 13%. What?
Oh, yeah.
Indonesia's 4%, and then everything else is 2 and under. But like,
Guten Tag to our German listener.
Yeah. But like, how did that even happen? Like, did you just randomly come across it?
Probably.
Like a recommended?
Probably not even a recommended. They probably searched by new.
Yeah, but it's gone up.
What,
like
in Saudi
Arabia?
Arabia?
Saudi Arabia's gone up.
Maybe we've got a fan in Saudi Arabia.
A couple at least. If it's 13%, we don't have 100 fans.
Okay, that's true, but we probably have about 8.
Well, yeah. This has changed. Estimated audience size 6.
Woo!
Well, it was higher though, so like I'm confused what that means. Like it changes up and down.
Week? Like how? When's the frequency? I don't know either. Anchor, tell us. What's our peak over there?
This is episodes 15 and 16. Planet of the Apes got 7 plays, and then he's got 3. Oh, that's Godfather. That got 2 plays.
Nice.
All other episodes 18 plays. Oh, and see, the next week Godfather got 9 plays. 15 plays for I honestly forgot what episode was that?
Oh, that's Friday the 13th. I honestly forgot her name was.
Oh, Pamela. That's right. Let's see, 6 plays. I
mean, we have 312 total plays.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. So,
Joe Rogan, we're right behind you with your millions of downloads each week.
Yeah. We're basically on the same level.
Probably. I'll ask him if he wants to come on, though.
Do we want to try getting Kevin Smith on again? He just got stars in front of the Chinese theater.
Oh, yeah. He also started beef with the Hot Ones guys. Did you see that?
I saw that.
Yeah. I like Kevin Smith, and then I saw that. I was like, oh, that's pretty shitty Kevin Smith.
Well, basically, at least from what I understand, Sean Evans was never involved in the decision. So Sean Evans didn't know. Like, basically, some producer told Kevin Smith no.
I know. So, but that's still really cunty of Kevin Smith to be like, Hot Ones didn't want us, so I'm going to rip off their thing. And
he made it as a...
He did say, Hot Ones didn't want us. They said we weren't good enough, so we're going to do our own thing called Not Ones.
Yeah.
That's actually a decent Kevin Smith
impression.
That
was an all right Kevin Smith. But no, I feel like he did it in good fun, though. Like I don't think he did it necessily to be like...
But then there was too many rebuttals back and forth, though, for it to have just been in good fun.
Oh. I don't know. It didn't bother me at all.
Well, it didn't bother me a lot, because... I mean, Kevin Smith's going to be on eventually.
Yeah,
especially after doing this. And he may have just done it just to, like, start this beef to, like, get more people talking about his movie.
Maybe.
which is fine
It's
also.
entirely possible.
But at the same time, I was like, oh, well, that's kind of cunty.
Oh. Now we're not going to get Kevin Smith.
Well, he'd probably appreciate being called a cunt every once in a while.
But I'd like Kevin Smith to be on the podcast.
I would too. I'll call him a cunt to his face, and I'll shake his hand.
Over and over again is just every time it's like less likely to.
Well, I can't call him a fat cunt because he's lost a lot of weight. Good for you, Kevin Smith. Yeah. I'm still working on it.
Oh.
Don't worry, John. We weren't going to get Kevin Smith on the podcast. You don't have to look disappointed. It wasn't going to happen.
I am disappointed.
Because I'm telling you now, or because now you just... Well, see, now you can write it off as being my fault, not our fault.
I mean, if it was ever going to be anybody's fault, it was always going to be your fault. I don't know why. Just because.
Maybe Kevin Smith doesn't like Jewish people.
I don't know, man.
The shock on your face. What?
Not something I'd considered, but I'm going to guess is not accurate.
Probably not, no.
So.
I'm trying to think if he has worked with anyone actually, like, notably Jewish. He's partners with Ralph Garman, but I don't know if he's Jewish.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. All right, well. Kevin Smith, if you don't got anything going on.
We'd love to have you.
Yeah, I seen your daughter was just on Halloween Wars. That was pretty cool. The pumpkin cake baking show.
Nah.
Do you watch that one?
No.
That's good. It's fun.
I don't have cable.
Yeah, but I know you guys like watch Hell's Kitchen, though, don't you?
Yeah, the ones on, like, fucking Hulu.
Well, I don't know. Our fucking Halloween Wars might be on Hulu.
Maybe.
Dracula.
Oh, man, the other night, Molly and I tried watching that movie Little Monsters with Lupita Nyong'o, where it's about, like, this kindergarten teacher who's, like, has a class on a field trip and, like, zombies attack. At least that's how it was advertised. That's not what it's about. It's about, like, this failing, like, musician who breaks up with his girlfriend and moves back in with his sister, and then, like, ends up with the hots for Lupita Nyong'o's character. And
About 1989?
Nope.
Oh. 2019 horror. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
It's a Hulu exclusive.
Oh.
And we had seen it, and we were like, oh, that seems really interesting. But then the main character is such an unlikable douchebag the entire time. And then, like, Lupita Nyong'o shows up. And I'm just like, we watched, like, 20 minutes of it, and we're like, no, we're not going to watch this. He was just so unlikable right off the bat.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So.
Who was the main character? Was it Josh Gad?
No.
I fucking hate Josh Gad. He's not coming on the podcast either. He's so annoying.
I think it was Alexander England.
Okay.
God, he was just such a dick constantly, and I'm just like, this guy is.
Yeah, he looks like a dick with his picture all overexposed. That's a really bad, like.
First image to show up when you Google him.
All of them are. Gee, how pale are you, dude? God damn. Oh, he looks familiar.
Apparently he's in The Offspring. Or The Offspring, he's in Offspring.
I was going to say the band, The Offspring.
Yeah, because, if you click on it, Offspring's Alexander England.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess that.
You want to know a funny story? When I saw The Offspring in concert.
Yeah.
I went with Race and his dad and his brother. And so one day Race just calls me and says, hey, do you want to come with me and my dad and brother to see The Offspring this weekend? I was like, oh yeah, sure, that'd be cool. Mm-hmm. And I think at the same time, it was around the same time that The Orphan was coming out.
Okay.
And I thought we were going to go see the movie because I got them mixed up in my head.
So you went and saw a concert instead.
Yeah, well, not just a concert. It was at a music festival. It was at Summerfest in Milwaukee. So what I thought was going to be like 2 hours and then back home hanging out turned out to be a whole day of a fucking music festival. I was like, oh shit. I didn't know until we got in the car.
Nice. Was it a good day still?
Yeah,
or,
no,
okay.
It was an awesome day.
Were you like, damn it?
The B-52s were there also.
Nice.
And we got to see, There's a couple other bands. I can't remember their names right now. But yeah, it was really fucking cool. But yeah, I just had no idea I was going to go see the band The Offspring. Also didn't know who they were until I heard their songs. It's like, oh, okay, I know who The Offspring is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought that was funny.
Nice.
Saw them completely by accident.
Yeah. You know, you got to see them.
Yeah.
So that's cool. But Little Monsters, not a good movie.
No?
No.
Josh Gad, not a good actor. I mean, he's probably a good actor. I just don't like the way he acts.
Yeah.
Like, he's got, like, Will Ferrell disease to the max, where he announces what's happening in a zany way.
Yeah.
For zaniness. Mm-hmm. It's like, I noticed it first in Frozen, where he's like, oh, I've been impaled. Like when he's walking and he hits that icicle and it just stabs his body while he's still talking. Mm-hmm. And then he notices it. He does that now in every, like, live action movie he does, too. He did that in the fucking, The Wedding Ringer, or The Best Man movie with Kevin Hart.
Okay.
He's bad at it in that. And then he also did it in fucking Beauty and the Beast, the live action one, where he plays LeFou. I almost said Little Gaston.
No. He played Elder Cunningham in Book of Mormon originally. He originated the role of Elder Cunningham.
I haven't seen Book of Mormon.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
I imagine he would have been good in that, but...
I also haven't watched South Park in a long time.
Me neither. South Park. Also not really allowed in China anymore.
It's not?
No. They had an episode that offended the Chinese government, so they banned it. And then, so the protesters in Hong Kong started playing that episode, apparently. And Trey Parker and Matt Stone doubled down and just said, fuck China, basically.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I like South Park and stuff, and those guys are funny, and I like the movies they've done, too. But, like, I don't agree with them with what they've said about, like, Family Guy. Like, they said it's, like, the stupidest show that's ever existed. Everything they've done has not been funny. But they said this, like, 10 years ago, while it was still good.
Yeah.
And actually really fucking popular.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, are you going to be that arrogant where you just say it's bad? I mean,
yeah.
You don't like it, fine, but you can't say it's bad when it's so absorbed by everyone.
You can say it's bad, but you can also say that's my opinion.
Yeah, but they don't. They just say it's bad.
Well, it's like Martin Scorsese saying that he doesn't like Marvel movies. And then
no, that's different when he says,
no.
I don't like Marvel movies. That's different.
True. But then he also then went on to say they're just like, and people are up in arms about this one too, though. They're just like theme parks. It's like, some people are like, hate Martin Scorsese because he doesn't like Marvel movies. Some people are like, haha, stupid Marvel fans. Like, they're not true cinema because Martin Scorsese says so. And most insane people are just like, okay. So. I read one where it was like, yeah, Martin Scorsese called them theme parks, but I fucking like theme parks.
Yeah. Well, and, like, that's the thing. Like, I still like Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yeah.
I just think it's fucking arrogant and douchey to say that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right. Yeah, okay. You're the only guys who know what funny is on the face of the earth.
Well, it's because they made South Park.
Yeah, granted, they are very successful at fucking funny, but...
Yeah.
To say Family Guy's not funny at all is fucking stupid. You're fucking wrong.
Especially
that it's never been funny.
Like at its like peak, like I mean, Family Guy was pretty great at its peak.
Granted, I don't fucking like it now either.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to see American Dad go down the same path, and it's kind of bumming me out.
Well, if you still want good Seth MacFarlane stuff, apparently The Orville's really good.
Yeah, Kate and her parents liked it.
Molly
Kate's seen
it.
a couple episodes of it. But
Molly's
Kate's
watched,
parents
like, all
really
of it.
loved Star Trek also. So does Molly like Star Trek?
Yeah. She
OGs?
was, yes. Especially Next Generation, though. She really likes Next Generation. Did not like Star Trek Discovery, the CBS All Access show.
I didn't know about that one.
Yeah. She said she absolutely hated it, but she's excited because they're doing a Picard show. Which is,
oh, really?
Yeah. And Patrick Stewart's coming back to play Picard again.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, so they're going to go old Picard. They're not going to do reboot Picard?
Yep, old Picard. And they've also got, like, people from the original show. Like, from various Star Trek shows. Not the original Star Trek, because they're all way too old now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't see William Shatner squeezing his fat ass into a shirt again.
Yeah, no. It's like,
by the way,
Jesus
he
Christ.
might just be on deathbed right now. I don't know. We haven't seen him in a few years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I mean, I see him on the occasional Hupie and Abraham commercial, but I think that was recorded 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And he hasn't done Priceline Negotiator in a while either. Kaylee Cuoco's taken that over.
Yeah. So, but no, anyways, they've got, like, I think somebody from either Deep Space Nine. I think it's Deep Space Nine. Somebody from that one. Yeah, they've got Data's back.
Oh, Mr. Data?
I don't think his name's Mr. Data. I think his name's just Data.
Okay. I don't know anything about Star Trek other than like what I hear in other stuff referencing Star Trek.
Yeah.
And I thought they called him Mr. Data in Big Bang Theory. Yeah. He's the
cyborg.
Like Lawrence something. His name in real life. His actor's name. I can't remember what it's called.
Are you thinking of LeVar Burton?
No, I was thinking of the guy's name. Maybe it's Bernard something. Something Bernard. Hold on.
Brent Spiner.
Brent Spiner. Okay.
Who was also the crazy scientist guy in fucking Independence Day.
Oh, was he really? Mm-hmm. He's a creepy looking dude. Ugh.
Well, it's because he's a cyborg.
Yeah. No, I get. Also, the green contacts and the white face. That's also what makes him creepy. Ugh. Look at this version of him. Gross.
That's from the new show.
I know. It looks gross though. Ugh. Looks like his cheeks all puffed out. It's weird.
Speaking of old people playing old characters, are you excited for Terminator Dark Fate?
No, that looks like a real fucking stinker.
I'm excited for Dark Fate.
You're excited for it because it's gonna be bad? Is that why you're excited?
No,
for it?
I actually think it's gonna be fucking way better than Genesis. I think.
I don't think it's going to be.
I do.
I think it's gonna be worse than Genesis because of Genesis.
I don't.
Because it looks like they're like.
It looks to me like they're doing the Halloween thing and just like ignoring everything since Terminator 2.
But they're still taking ideas from Genesis.
Like?
Where she's like, why do you care about her? Because I was her. And then they go to a cabin in the woods and fucking Arnie's there. So he was like taking care of the girl of young Sarah Connor?
Yeah, but that's not young Sarah Connor.
Oh, she's just saying like I was in her shoes
Yes.
once? Oh, because the Terminator's trying to kill her?
Yeah.
Yeah, but still, why would she care?
'Cause
well, then who is she? Who is this girl?
I don't know. I haven't seen the fucking movie yet.
I'm so used to these trailers, like,
Giving
just showing us
everything away.
everything we know anyway.
Hey, did you know John Connor was a Terminator? Why would you fucking show that in a trailer? That movie was garbage anyways, but why would you show John Connor becoming a Terminator in the fucking trailer?
Yeah, it would have been cooler to have that shown to us, but I don't think it would have saved the movie.
Oh, no, it wouldn't have, but I would have been like, wow, what a...
At least you would have been like, wow, they really tried something here at the end.
Yeah, I would have been like, all right, points for trying. But they showed it in the trailer, so I'm like, okay, when's he fucking show up?
Well, Terminator 3 was also shitty, too.
Terminator 3 sucked. Salvation was okay.
Salvation was good. It was
Salvation
so good.
was
I
fine.
love Salvation.
Genesis was hot trash.
Okay, you know what? I think
Genesis
the problem
was,
with
I'm
all
not
these
saying
other...
Salvation.
I know. All these other Terminator movies, other than 1, 2, and Salvation, I don't think they fully committed to, like, the movie. Like, it felt like they were, like, playing into their own shtick too much.
Okay.
Where Terminator Salvation, they set a whole new landscape.
This is the war with the machines.
Right. It was... like, it wasn't, like, poking fun at the idea of, like, we're a Terminator movie.
Okay, which I definitely get for T3.
T3 was like that. Genesis was
I don't
way like that.
I think Genesis's issue was that it was trying to be too self-referential.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't
playing into its own hype.
Okay, but T3, I think then the way I was understanding what you were saying, T3 was goofy.
Well, both is what I'm saying.
I don't.
What
think
I said in my idea is all encompassing of that. Like, it's
Okay.
goofy because it's being self-referential.
Whereas I don't
Don't
think,
you remember me? Hasta la vista, baby.
Like, I don't think Genesis was goofy. It was just bad. T3 was goofy.
I think it got goofy when it started, like, where Arnie started meeting up with the other T-800. The old T-800 met up with the T-800 that just got to that point in time.
Like, I thought that would have been that could have been cool. Like, I think that as a concept could have worked. Didn't. I think as a concept it could have, though.
I didn't think it could have. But, like, Terminator Salvation, to me, felt like it fully committed to being that movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's this dystopian future now. They're not fucking around in the past. It is what it is now, and they're fucking trying to just fix it.
Yeah.
Or not even fix it, they're just trying to survive. Which is like what the other ones had done in the past, but now it's surviving in what shit you've created. You're not trying to prevent anything anymore.
Yeah.
You're just trying to get through it now. And it was dark, it was gritty, it wasn't silly. And like when they did lines like "I'll be back" or "Come with me if you want to live," it didn't have like a big pause like in it.
Okay, I will give you that in the trailers for Dark Fate.
Thank you.
I will 100% give you that one.
I'll be back. She says it like a fucking douchebag too.
Yeah, I did that. I'm like, okay, come on.
She might as well have winked when she said it.
Because obviously somebody's gonna say, "I'll be back" in the movie.
Right, but then
And it
like,
would be, and it's fine if Sarah
fit it
Connor
in
says it.
well.
Fit it better.
Like what they did in fucking Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Get your filthy paws off me, you damn dirty ape. Fucking
Yeah.
Malfoy dropping that shit. It's like, all right, why did you have to say that?
Yeah, I was okay with that one.
That one sounded dumb to me.
That didn't bother me. But
That's not what I'm going to say if an ape is fucking attacking me. I'm not going to say, get your damn dirty paws off me, you damn dirty ape. I'm not going to say that if I'm getting attacked by a fucking
he
chimp.
he wasn't getting attacked at that point. He like grabbed at him and that was it.
That's
and
getting attacked.
Then and then Malfoy like, I don't know, hosed him or whatever, and then he got, then he killed him. If I'm remembering it right.
He hosed him, then he got grabbed.
Okay.
Because that's why he got grabbed, because they didn't fucking like him.
Gotcha. Yeah, again, it's been a while since I've seen the movie, so. But no, I will give you the "I'll be back" line in Terminator Dark Fate. I think the timing is just, it's dumb. Like, I think the way they worked it in there is bad.
And the explosion looked bad, too. It looked a whole batch of CGI under that bridge.
That shit, that sort of thing doesn't bother me if it's like, I'll see when the movie comes out. I want to see it. I think it's gonna be better than Genesis. It's not gonna be the fucking dumpster fire that Genesis was.
I think it's going to be worse.
I don't.
I think it's going to be worse because Genesis exists.
I think it's gonna be better.
I think it's going to try and... I think it's touching themes that Genesis did, but now because Genesis existed, it's going to make this one look worse.
Nope, I disagree. Completely disagree. We shall see. You realize this is one of the few classic, like, sci-fi action franchises that I've seen every movie of.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen, because, like, I've seen Alien and Aliens, and then I saw Alien Covenant.
You've seen Alien vs. Predator, haven't you?
Okay, yeah, that too. And then Predator, I've seen Predator, Predators, and The Predator.
I haven't seen Predators, but I've seen Predator 2, and The Predator.
I was going to say, you came with us to see The Predator.
Yeah.
But Terminator, I've seen T1, T2, T3, Salvation, Genesis, and I'm going to see Dark Fate.
Yeah. I think this will be the first one that I don't see. I mean, I'm going to watch it, but like when it comes out on Prime free, because there's no way they're going to charge you money to see that on Prime.
So, yeah, see, like,
What do you think looks good about it?
I think the action's going to be good. I think that's going to be a big saving grace for that movie. Because, I mean, to an extent, all Terminator movies are really kind of silly if you think about it. Like, the idea is, like, kill a robot from the future. It's like, that's like 50s B-level sci-fi right there. But the way they execute it is done so well. That,
It was in Terminator 1 and 2.
Which again,
Salvation, where they exist in the world.
Which again, I think it feels like Dark Fate is just saying everything after T2 non-canon. It's T1, T2, Dark Fate. They're doing what Halloween did, where it was Halloween, then a bunch of sequels, then H2O, and a bunch of sequels, and then Halloween, which is now the only sequel, like official sequel.
Well, yeah, that was the whole attempt at Genesis, was retconning everything anyway.
Yeah, but then that sucked, so now they're like, all right, fuck all that.
And
which is
Genesis,
why Sarah
they
Connor's
already
played by
uncanonized Salvation also.
Well, and
which was fucking.
Well, here's the thing: T3 uncanonized T2. The ending of T2, like the existence of any Terminator movie after T2, invalidates the point of Terminator 2. Because the end of Terminator 2, they showed that they could change the future. They changed the future.
They just changed the timing of it. They
Well,
changed the future, but they didn't change their fate. Quote, dark fate.
Okay, I get that. But the point at the end of Terminator 2 was that you can change your future. Because every remnant, like the person who would invent Skynet, chooses not to after seeing Terminators.
Well, he dies.
And he dies. He chooses not to first.
And then dies.
And the remaining Terminators are destroyed.
Including
The T-800
all the
and the
parts
T-1000.
that they had.
And everything about them are gone.
Except for the memories.
Yeah, but the only two people who have memories of them now, basically, are fucking Sarah Connor and John Connor, and they're not going to fucking make Terminators. Except they kind of have to, because otherwise John Connor can't exist. Because then you have a paradox.
Yeah, well, the whole movie's a fucking paradox.
True. Well, I
the
mean,
fact
the first
that the first one ever happened anyway is a paradox.
That's, yeah. Yeah. John Connor's existence is a paradox.
Right.
But
you know what I want to happen? The only logical Terminator movie they can make is like you go there, you sit down, you got your popcorn, you got your milk duds, you sprinkle them in the popcorn. The movie comes up, it goes dun 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 dun, and then like you just hear this tearing sound, and then the movie goes to static. It's just static for an hour and a half because the John Connor paradox fucked up the timeline. Then you get nothing. That's what the movie should be. It's the only logical way to do that movie.
So, but yeah, I'm excited for Dark Fate. You don't play MK11 at all. Or you never even owned it.
Nope. So I've only played it with Nick and Race.
Yeah. Because I just grabbed Terminator in that, and he's pretty good, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is he like Jason in MKX?
He actually does have when you do customization, one of the skills you can put in there is endoskeleton, so when you lose at the end of the second round, like the skin falls off and you're the skeleton for a little bit.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
does he ever eject the little power pack in his chest and throw it at you?
I don't think so. He might as an endoskeleton, but I've never done it.
Oh, okay. Because that was one thing I liked in T3, where he like says, "Oh yeah, I've got this battery in my chest, by the way," and he changes it out and throws it out the window, and it's a fucking nuclear explosion in the background, like they lived through it anyway, but it is. I was like, well, they're really lucky that didn't go off in that lava refinery when he fucking dunked himself in the dunk tank.
Yeah.
Or was he a T-903?
I think he was a T-800
for 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
Hold on, Terminator 3.
Terminator 3 Terminator model. TX.
Terminator model. Nope. Oh, okay. All. Thank you. Not that.
Click Terminator character. T800.
I was pretty sure it actually is a
there we
different
go.
model.
Yeah.
Oh, 850 series.
The T3 DVD extras refer to him as an 850 model 101.
Okay, and that was the one that had the nuclear bomb chest, actually. Because I don't think he had it as the 800. He did as the 850 series, though.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, neat.
Yeah. So
All right.
Dracula.
Yeah, Dracula.
Another.
He'd be really
remorseless
bummed out
carnage.
if he came across the Terminator. He bites into it and chips his tooth on the fucking metal jugular that's in their neck.
Yeah.
I mean, they still have blood, though.
Yeah.
They got blood
Did you
on the
ever watch
outside.
the Sarah Connor Chronicles?
No.
Nah, I didn't either.
Laud did, though. He liked it.
Yeah. I probably should. I love the Terminator series, so.
Yeah. I do, too. Just... Genesis was a bummer. I thought Terminator 3 was cool as a kid, and I rewatched it. I was like, oh, that sucked. But Terminator 1, 2, and Salvation are my jammy.
I mean, 2 is definitely the best one of the entire series.
Yeah, I guess I'll give it that just because there is, like, people that don't like Salvation, but I don't understand it because I love it so much.
Again, Salvation was okay. It was definitely not one of the worst ones. At all.
Yeah, I know it wasn't the worst one.
Yeah, that was T.
For sure.
That was Genesis. Genesis is easily the worst Terminator movie.
You think that's worse than 3?
Yeah.
I want to watch 3 again. I haven't seen it in forever. I don't think I've seen it since I moved to Illinois.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's been a while then.
Since 2006. And I think it only came out in like 2002 or 3 maybe. Don't know.
Oh, 03.
Oh, 3. Okay. Cool. Yeah, great. It grossed over $433 million. What was the budget? You're not gonna tell me? State.
Control F.
Budget. $187.3 million, and it made $433 million.
Oh, it recouped its budget.
Yeah. Okay. Not bad. Yeah.
It's because
They
T2 was so
profited like
goddamn
$60
good.
million at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it probably just did good based off the curtails of T2.
Yep.
03, T2 came out in 94 or 92? 91. And then Terminator 1 came out in 85, right?
Oh, man, Edward Furlong is not looking great.
Yeah, he's a little rough now. How'd that come up? Where?
You hovered over his name?
Oh, that one. Okay. He looks better there than he did in fucking Green Hornet.
He was in Green Hornet?
Yeah, he plays the drug dealer when Christoph Waltz kills that guy. He says, "No, I just killed my favorite drug dealer. He was very good at his job."
Oh, I don't remember that.
Telemarketer.
I swear to God, you picked that up. I thought it said Terminator.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm like, wow, what a coincidence.
My head just gets blown apart and sprays all over you. I'm backed up to a window for the audience.
Yeah. Though I'm definitely the clearer shot out the window. I'm more centered in the room.
Yeah, it's true. If I was going to get shot in the head, it would spray all over my comics and Kate's piano.
Yeah. Yeah. Anywho, Dracula.
Yeah.
What was the first movie I suggested we watch next time?
You
Before
didn't.
you-
You said you wanted to wait. You said you didn't want to
No,
tell me.
no. I had some before you said Dracula Untold. I suggested something else.
Oh, O'Reilly.
Please sponsor us.
I already just had to buy a new battery for my car. You're a little too late. O'Reilly. Thanks. I think it was a vampire movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was definitely a vampire movie. Something with Dracula, maybe?
Not Dracula Dead and Loving, and it wasn't Blackula. It was a newer movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Samurai Fool.
Movies with Dracula.
Thanks for writing Dracula, not vampires, because Twilight would have come up. God damn it. What did you say?
I don't remember.
Oh, Van Helsing.
Van Helsing, that's what it was.
Or Hotel Transylvania.
No, I definitely said Van Helsing.
Okay, maybe you did. What's Argento's Dracula? 3D? Oh, that came out in 2012? It sure as fuck doesn't look like it. Ugh. Who's that guy? He looks familiar.
Is that old Bilbo?
Ian Holm? No, it's not. Dracula 3D. Argento. Who's Argento?
I don't know.
Argento. Well, that's Argento, I guess.
Maybe the director. We could just do a whole month of just fucking vampire movies.
Dario Argento. Who's this guy? Italian film director. He's okay. So he's a big horror film guy. Oh, he did Suspiria. Oh, okay, and Inferno. Okay, I know of him. They say his name in Juno
Huh?
because she's into him because she's quirky.
Gotcha.
Asia Argento. Okay.
Juno
weird.
wasn't a bad movie.
No, yeah, it was good.
So what do we want to do for next week?
Do you want to watch Van Helsing? I like Van Helsing.
I'd be game to watch Van Helsing. They just did, well, they didn't just do an episode of it, but there's an episode of Van Helsing on how did this get made, so.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's a good movie, though. It is a good movie.
I haven't seen it in a long time.
Like, it's not an Oscar winner, but it's a
liking
good
it as a
movie.
kid. Okay, you should probably listen to that podcast so that you can like understand like.
No, I know.
They're-
Also with it though, like Jordan the other day, and I know he likes the movie. And then when he was over like a couple weeks ago, Jordan calling you out, he said like it's his favorite bad movie. It's like, but you don't think it's bad, so don't call it bad. It's not a bad movie.
Yeah, but if he thinks it, I mean, he can think it's bad.
No,
and,
but he
like,
said
enjoy it.
before that he doesn't think it's bad. And then this most recent time he said it's his favorite bad movie. I'm like, you're only saying it's your favorite bad movie because other people think it's bad.
Jordan, come on the podcast, defend yourself.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, he's in town every once in a while, so yeah. His sister now lives 2 blocks that way.
Nice. Do we want to do Van Helsing?
I'm done to do Van Helsing.
All right.
Well,
I've been wanting to do. Voice kind of cracked there.
I've been wanting to do. You sound like John Travolta in the 70s. Saturday Night Fever.
I've wanted to watch Lost Boys again,
Oh, really?
real bad. And you haven't seen Lost Boys, have
Yeah,
you?
I have.
You have.
Yeah.
Damn it. It's because we shouldn't do movies that we've seen. And we've both seen
Now we
Van
just want to
Helsing.
watch Van Helsing.
We do.
I mean, no.
Alternatively, and I'll just throw this one out there because it is Halloween season. I've never seen Hocus Pocus.
I hate Hocus Pocus. I don't hate it, but I thought it was dumb. It got hyped up so big. Everyone fucking loves Hocus Pocus. It was dumb. And I hate the fat witch, too. She's annoying. She's a knockoff Curly, for sure. For sure. Hold on. I'll look her up real quick. This one.
Okay.
She's just Curly.
Okay.
She even, like, talks like this with her lip pulled to the side. Like, "Arr!" She like, screams and runs around like Curly. It's like, is this funny?
Yeah, I've never seen it, and we don't have to watch Hocus Pocus. It sounds like you have no desire to watch Hocus Pocus.
I mean, I'll watch it because I'm going to have to watch it with Kate at some point anyway. Because she loves the movie. And they
don't.
just played it on Freeform the other day, but, like, they bring up captions of, like, people commenting along the movie with you. So not only do I have to watch it, I have to watch people's pithy jokes come up in the corner, like annotations on YouTube that I can't turn off.
God, I hate that. It's like I'll be like watching like a 2-minute video, and like like on my phone, you get the little icon. I like click it, X out immediately. Like 10 seconds later, pops up again. It's like, fuck you. I am trying to watch this video.
Yep.
All right, fine. We won't watch Hocus Pocus.
We can watch Hocus
No.
Pocus.
Let's watch Van Helsing.
No, you know what? Let's watch Hocus Pocus.
I didn't mean to talk you into this.
I know, but I mean, it'd be a good one to talk about if you haven't seen it.
It fits the theme of the show.
And I would also like someone to shit on it with. Because otherwise I just get stuck with Kate, and then I like try and shit on it with her and her parents, and then her mom's like, it's good. Just trying to defend Kate. I don't even think she likes it.
I was gonna say, does Kate like it?
Kate loves it.
Molly loves it.
Sorry, Molly. Sorry, Kate. Boo. It's not that it's so bad. It's just, it was so...
Hyped up.
Yeah, compared to like, everyone's like, it's a class. It'd be like someone who's never seen Christmas Story watching it for the first time, I bet.
Or Tommy Boy.
That's hard to say for Tommy Boy.
No. There's some things it's like it's better if you grew up with it.
I suppose. All right. Well, we're at holy shit. We did an hour and a half.
Nice.
Probably
Well, we did talk
45 minutes was Dracula.
I was going to say, we talked about Terminator for like half an hour. It's a horror movie. At least fits the Halloween.
The first one was.
The first one is.
I'll say the second one was too, because like the
Second
part
one
where he
is
phases
straight
through the
action.
metal scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. And you see like his like half skeleton face exposed. Arnie later on in the movie.
Yeah.
That freaked me out. I didn't like that at all.
See, that's another thing I like about Dark Fate too. Is it looks like the Terminator who's after them is like a T-1000 T-800 like hybrid fucking thing.
How's he a T-800 hybrid?
Because he's got the endoskeleton, but then there's like the T-1000 that seems like it's wrapped over the endoskeleton. Because like
So
there's
he's a Cybot.
kind of, well, there's like the bit where like she throws like the beam through the truck, and like I think it actually hits the guy, and like some of him like particle like liquid metal thing like goes out onto the hood of the car and like the fucking endoskeleton sitting
Well,
in
you
the
see
trunk.
the two of them split up and start running.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying is
trailer,
it looks like it's like I think that's a really interesting concept too. It's like fucking I know you're not interested.
At this point for me, it's like when they come up with new Pokemon. It's like
Are you not excited for Surfetched?
I don't know what that one is.
Look up Surfetched.
Is that like new regions Farfetch'd?
No, it's not a regional Farfetch'd.
Oh.
It's an evolution of Farfetch'd.
Oh, okay. Uh-oh. The first thing that came up with Sir. A million things come up with Sir, and that's the first thing that came up. Oh. I don't hate that. What's this version?
It's what?
Oh, it's just...
Yeah.
Okay. It's what people thought it was going to be.
I guess, yeah.
Actually,
It's the
I do like this version better than the actual version. This is kind of cool. But I don't hate this.
He's I believe
it is still a green onion. That's fun.
Yeah, I think Surfetch'd is only going to be in Pokemon Sword.
No, that makes sense. Well, he is holding a shield, though.
He's got both. But it's an evolution of Farfetch'd.
Yeah. I mean, I guess... I don't hate this one, actually. It doesn't bother me too much.
Well,
It's silly, but it's not as bad as Garbodor, which is literally just a pile of garbage as a Pokemon.
Yeah. Also, they're doing the same thing they did with the Alola region, where there's like the Alolan versions of Pokemon. Mm-hmm. They've got the Galar versions of Pokemon too.
Galar, that's the new region?
Yeah.
When does Shield and Sword come out?
Next month, I think.
Is it really? Excuse me.
I like how concerned you were that Surfetch'd was the first thing that popped up with Sir.
Well, there's Sir Ian McKellen. There's Sir Patrick Stewart. There's a million Sirs in the world.
Yeah.
Surfetch'd was the first fucking one. It's
Yes.
a Pokemon.
Because nerds are on the internet more than anything else.
Adults don't even know how to pronounce Pokemon. They call it Pokemon. November 15th. Okay. Literally 1 month from now. Today's 10/15.
And then Doom Eternal got pushed back
Oh, did it really?
to March.
What's Pokemon Masters? That sounds fun.
It's a mobile game, I think.
Damn it.
You could play Pokemon Go again.
I don't want to. Pokemon Sleep. Is that where you have to put your old Pokemon to sleep? There we go.
Oh, man. I'm not entirely certain what Pokemon Sleep is, but
You don't think it's what I said, John?
I don't. But they announced it by having fucking Snorlaxes show up all over the map in Pokemon Go.
Pokemon Uranium.
I'm,
The fuck is that?
I'm pretty certain that's a bootleg.
It's an online game. Pokemon Uranium is a fan-made game based on the Pokemon series. All the Pokemon have deformities. They look like they're in Chernobyl.
The region, I was going to say, it's like the Pokemon region is based around like the Fallout zone around Chernobyl. It's a horror game.
It's what is it? I think it was in the Sapphire and Ruby series when they had a town where ash just falls because you're next to a volcano. It would just all look like that, though. All right, cool.
All right, so Hocus Pocus
that's
next
the
week.
end of this week's podcast. It's about Dracula.
Yeah. Promise, we did talk about Dracula. Oh, I did want to, sorry, real quick back to Dracula speaking. I wanted to bring this up earlier and then we got way off track.
All right.
Way fucking off track.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You mentioned how you thought it was like, you didn't really care for Dracula getting like old and young and kind of
I just thought it was
weird moments.
Yeah.
Did you notice how like Keanu Reeves' hair got more gray
until it turned black at the very, very end after Dracula was killed. Not even killed. He wasn't dead yet. They just hit him with the sword.
Like, I was on board with like his experience graying his hair. Fine. But it looks by like at some point like they were just like fucking like just tons of like just gray spray paint.
Yeah,
in
it
his
did look
hair.
like spray because like underneath it still looked dark and it looked like it had like a crust of gray on the outside of it.
Like he was they were on the train. He was talking to Mina, I think, and it was just like this fake like Halloween hair gray.
Yeah, I wish like he would have just actually dyed his hair gray.
Or they got a fucking wig.
I think the wig would have looked like what what he had looked like a wig.
Also, I wanted Keanu to just go, whoa. Just once. Whoa. At some point in the movie.
By the way, he does do bad with
He's-
an English accent.
He, like, there's overacting and then there's underacting. And he underacted the shit out of that role. It's like he had the script and he was, like, reading it for the first time. And Coppola's like, that's the take we're going to use. Yeah. Though...
Sorry, go ahead. I have something I want to say, too, about Dracula also.
Okay. Back on topic.
Yeah. We're going to do another hour.
We got more material.
Sorry, gang.
No, apparently, two things I read. Coppola, this is IMDb trivia, so obviously I'll take all this with a grain of salt. Coppola apparently said that he later on disagreed with his reasoning for casting Keanu Reeves. He just wanted like a younger actor who could get the girls, was at least what it said in the trivia. Mm-hmm. And then Keanu Reeves apparently also later disliked his own performance and basically claimed that he had done a whole bunch of shit like back to back to back, and he was like basically wiped by the time he got to this one.
Right.
And he's like, I tried to be like high energy, but I had nothing. Is like his reasoning.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
but also when I think like Victorian London-y young guy, I wouldn't think Keanu Reeves at all.
No. And also, this was that period of time where Keanu Reeves couldn't act for shit.
Well, he could, just in the one kind of role he was doing, which was the Bill and Ted, because he was
true.
the same character in Parenthood.
Yeah. No,
was this
okay.
before or after Speed?
I think Speed was 94.
Okay, so it was before Speed.
Yeah.
Speed is like, he did good in Speed, and
Yeah.
it was like, he did do a good job at being like dramatic-y kind of also.
Yeah. But then also you
I think
have
Point
when he
Break
was,
is when he started switching. No, that came out in the late 80s, didn't it?
yeah, I think that might have been late 80s.
Okay.
Catherine Bigelow directed that one, actually.
I don't know who that is.
She directed Hurt Locker and
Oh, really?
and Zero Dark 30. That was the first thing I ever knew her from was Hurt Locker. Did not realize
91. It came out
year before.
1 year before Dracula. Oh, this is probably one of the movies that he was doing leading up to Dracula.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I could see why this would wear him out. There's a lot of surfing in this. A lot of running, jumping over fences.
But yeah, no, I looked it up yesterday too, and I can't fucking remember. He was in a Shakespeare movie too, where like it was, I don't remember what Shakespeare
Is it Shakespeare
played.
in Love or whatever?
No. That movie's fucking garbage.
I don't even know what it is.
It's about Shakespeare writing Romeo and Juliet and like him falling in love with
that's right,
Gwyneth
okay.
Paltrow. It's fucking terrible.
Oh, that's right, Gwyneth Paltrow. Okay.
But yeah, I can't remember which one. It wasn't Hamlet. I don't think it was Othello. I don't remember what it was, but it was some based on some Shakespeare play.
I think it is Hamlet because in Jimmy Neutron, when he does do Hamlet, he like cites Keanu Reeves' performance.
Let's look.
Much Ado About Nothing.
That's the one. Yeah, apparently he's terrible in that too.
How Keanu Reeves made Shakespeare blush.
By being
Does
bad.
he
in
show
one
his
of
dick in the movie or something?
I have no idea. But yeah, so according to Yahoo Finance, Keanu Reeves doesn't believe in Shakespeare.
What? What?
On your screen,
Oh, it doesn't believe in Shakespeare? Like,
according to Yahoo Finance. Oh no, there's a whole like theory that Shakespeare didn't write his own shit.
oh. He's the first thief?
Well, it's like
Or he
either a
just had a
pseudonym
ghostwriter.
or had a ghostwriter. Some people don't think Shakespeare actually existed, and a bunch of people just attributed plays to Shakespeare.
I got a spear you can shake. Yuck, 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 yuck.
But yeah, so this was like, but yeah, so Keanu was just awful in this movie. He really. Also, Cary Elwes, who played Arthur Holmwood.
Yeah, love Cary Elwes.
I was like, his name was at the tip of my tongue, but then there was this shot of him from the side with his mustache, and I'm like, fucking Jim Carrey? I thought, but then I realized it's because he looked like Jim Carrey in the Sonic the Hedgehog trailer where he's got the mustache. It was a very similar, just like silhouette.
And
like,
they're rival dads in Liar Liar.
Oh. Oh yeah, I haven't seen Liar Liar in a long time.
Yeah, neither have I, actually. That's like the Jim Carrey movie I've seen the least.
Yeah, I've seen The Mask probably the most out of any Jim Carrey movie.
That one and Ace Ventura 2 for me. When Nature Calls, I like that one better than the first one. Because that one's like, they're like, we're not even trying to like be serious about this.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say about Dracula is, So is it wood stake or is it just fucking anything that with a pointy end?
I think it's. I don't remember. I think it just needs to be something to pierce the heart. It must be anything to pierce the heart because even in the book, he uses the Bowie knife to kill Dracula. So.
Does he really? Okay.
Yep. So it must just be
I
anything.
wonder where
that
wooden
pierces the heart.
stake came from. Because they do that in the 31 Dracula. Where he says it has to be a wooden stake, and then he breaks part of the coffin off to give him a right good poke.
Yeah. Van Helsing.
No, I know who did it. I'm going to use the Google box to figure out where wooden stake came from.
Wooden stake vampire. In Dungeons and Dragons, using a wooden stake on a vampire. Spelled steak wrong there, buddy.
Stake.
Using a stake on a vampire doesn't kill it, it just renders it paralyzed. But you have to do it while it's in its coffin.
Okay. Renter's insurance starting at $5 a month. Perfect. God, $5 a month. That's way cheaper than what I pay. Those believe the vampires were the devil, so by using wood, which is what Christ was crucified on, then you're piercing their hearts with Jesus. Some sort of divine metaphor. It relates back to Christianity. Yeah, why do metaphors kill things that are religious? Like, it's just a metaphor, bro.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Okay. All right, that's fine. That's the answer I wanted.
Cool.
All right. Because in Van Helsing, they use a silver stake, which at least that's like, silver.
Yeah.
They use it for maybe anything.
Which is also why vampires can't see the reflection, is because mirrors were backed by silver for a long time.
Oh, is that really?
Yep.
I didn't know why it was a thing.
Yep.
So a regular mirror they could look in, though?
Yeah, theoretically, like mirrors that we have nowadays, because they're not silver backed. Like, yeah.
Silverback.
Backed by silver. Yeah, they should theoretically be able to see their own reflection.
Okay.
But I also like how in What We Do in the Shadows, they use cameras to be able to see themselves.
Oh, like phone cameras?
No, like I think they use like a webcam. If I'm not, I don't remember. I'm trying to remember. It's been a while since I've seen the movie.
Oh, well, I like that they drew each other to try and figure out what they looked like.
Also, when it pieced it together, that's why they said Vlad the Poker was based on Gary Oldman's Dracula. Mm-hmm. I said, well, I call this look dead but delicious. So, alrighty.
Yeah, that's it for this week.
That's all our Dracula stuff.
Unless you can think of something else, Dracula.
Blah.
All right. Yep. Okay, that's the one to go on. And next week's Hocus Pocus, and maybe we'll talk about Van Helsing too. Let's just watch it, and then if we fall off a Hocus Pocus, we could start talking about Van Helsing.
I'll do my best to remember about Van. I'll watch them both.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay.
All right. Peace out. Don't be late. Yada.
Boy.